Hey yo, I'm the MMA loser and I'm back with another video. Now it has been some time, and before that, Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you guys. And it has been some time since I've uploaded my last video. I was going through some personal stuff, had a friend go to surgery and like some family stuff. Now that is out of the way and I'm back with another video, and today I want to talk about the main event of UFC 297. The middleweight champion Sean Strickland. The Sean Strickland is going to fight against the best African fighter in UFC, Dricus Du Plessis. Sean Strickland is going to defend his middleweight title that he got from Adesanya by beating the dogs out of him. But he's back. He's back. He's back here to defend his title against Dricus Du Plessis. This should be a good fight. This is going to be an interesting fight because Dricus was the man who was supposed to fight against Izzy, that is Adesanya. But Sean Strickland got an opportunity because Dricus was hurt. His hand was injured. He had a surgery on his hand, and he did not want to take the fight on right after the surgery because that was the right decision, according to me, that Dricus took. But that made this happen. Sean got the opportunity, and Sean decided to fight against Dricus now. They both kind of have different style. Dricus is straight up move forward kind of a fighter. He does not. I don't know if Dricus does have a lot of defense, but Dricus definitely has the more powerful shots. But Sean has the better volume. In this video, you can see Dricus doing a lot of foot movement, a lot of footwork. But in his fights, he normally doesn't really do a lot of footwork. He doesn't move his head a lot, but he rather throws powerful looping punches. Not exactly that looping, but not exactly like Penn-esque kind of looping, but still, compared to Sean, his striking is different. I mean, Sean Strickland also has an awkward style of fighting, and that awkwardness helped him win a fight against Adesanya. And I also believe that Adesanya was probably thinking that Sean Strickland is no good for me, he's no match for me, and he got his answer by losing the belt. In this fight, Dricus definitely is going to have the power advantage, and Sean probably will have the speed advantage. But Sean doesn't really hit you super hard. Sean doesn't try to go for the finish all the time, unlike Dricus, because Dricus, I think he is on a 3 or 4 fight finishing streak. Dricus definitely finished Robert Whittaker. He finished Derek Brunson. He finished Darren Till, and he finished Trevin Giles, Marcus Perez. He has finished quite a lot of fighter in UFC as well. He has had 6 fights in the UFC, which is pretty interesting. 6 fights in the UFC, and he's already fighting for the title. He defeated Robert Whittaker in his last fight. For me, I predict these fights on the basis of the last fights that the fighters involved has had. That is, for me, I'm going to base the performance of Dricus Du Plessis in UFC 297 on the basis of how he performed against Robert Whittaker, and Sean Strickland on the basis of how he performed against Adesanya. Dricus looked like a world beater against Robert Whittaker. On the night when he fought against Robert Whittaker, Dricus Du Plessis was the best middleweight mixed martial arts fighter in the world. He might not have been, but he looked like he was the best. Even Adesanya could not really control his anger. He could not really control his emotion, and he just came inside the ring, rather the octagon, and started saying the N-word really loud, trying to get Dricus to say something which he is not supposed to say, or whatever he was trying to do. It did not work out in his favor because he ended up losing his belt and did not even have an opportunity to fight against Dricus. I mean, Adesanya was trying to sell the fight, but he did not really sell the fight. Whatever, man. Don't want to talk too much about Adesanya, but Dricus, the way he defeated Robert Whittaker was really good. I think he landed a good body shot. And in the first round, Robert Whittaker kind of had his moment, but when Dricus started hitting Robert Whittaker, when Dricus took Robert Whittaker down in the very first round, Robert could not get back up. Robert had some really, really bad trouble. And right in the beginning of the second round, you could see Dricus was not even tired. He was breathing through his nose. He wasn't really hyperventilating, whereas Robert Whittaker was breathing through his mouth. His mouth was open, and the way his body language, he just did not want to be in there. He was kind of breaking. I don't know how to explain it to you. When I saw this, I was like, okay, Dricus is winning this fight. Before the fight took place, nobody really gave any chance to Dricus Du Plessis. All of us, we said that Dricus Du Plessis was going to lose that fight. But he ended up winning it. So that is kind of interesting. And in this fight, I'm not going to bet against, or I'm not going to pick against Du Plessis. I think Du Plessis should win this fight. I don't know how he's going to win this fight, but he's going to win this fight. He has always managed to win in UFC. He's undefeated in UFC. That is what I want to say. You can say that his opponents, the caliber of opponents that he has fought are not at the same level. Come on, he defeated Robert Whittaker. He did not just defeat Robert Whittaker. He made Robert Whittaker look like an amateur. So we should all put some respect to Dricus Du Plessis, on Dricus Du Plessis' name. If we talk about the grappling aspect of this fight, I think Dricus might be a better grappler. I think Sean has better jiu-jitsu. Sean has a good ground game. We have not really seen Sean Strickland use that ground game a lot. But on the other hand, Dricus has taken down Robert Whittaker. I don't know how to put it. Robert is probably one of the best middleweights of all time, but Dricus just made him look like an amateur. So I genuinely think Dricus has a lot of power, because if Dricus lands clean on Sean, he might give him some trouble. But Sean is really difficult to hit clean. So it's kind of difficult. This is one of those fights where it is very difficult for me to pick a winner, because I like Sean Strickland. I like the way he carries himself. I like the way stupid things that he says sometimes. And I like Dricus Du Plessis. He seems like a really chill, really cool kind of a person. He doesn't really talk a lot of smack, but he just got into Sean Strickland's head, which is weird. Because Sean Strickland is mostly the person who gets into people's head, who is mostly jolly, who's mostly funny. He's really aggressive. Sean is one of those people who has had a really tough childhood. So because of that, he behaves in a certain way, and he does it, and we are all cool with it. But I'm not going to put much of the emphasis of this mental welfare on these two fighters. I just want to see a good fight. And I think Dricus Du Plessis might finish Sean Strickland. I don't know how, but I think he might. And Sean finished Dricus. I don't see Sean finishing Dricus, but Sean can win this fight by a unanimous decision, and I would say, definitive unanimous decision, like he did against Adesanya. Sean Strickland's performance against Adesanya was also really good. He did not finish Adesanya, but he dominated Adesanya for 5 rounds, and he probably did not even take a single strike in that fight. Maybe he took a couple of strikes, but those did not hurt him, because in the first round, I believe that, I think it was in the first round towards the end of the fight where he rocked Adesanya and he put Adesanya on the ground. He put him up to the canvas, and Adesanya got his senses back, but he could not really perform to the fullest. And that's big props to Sean Strickland. And he even took that fight in 2 months, 20 days notice or 14 days notice. That was a really short notice fight. And a lot of people probably, and even the same thing with Sean Strickland when he fought against Adesanya. Most of us, like me, and a lot of the people in the MMA community did not give any props to Sean Strickland. Everyone was saying that, you know what, Adesanya is going to maul this guy. Adesanya is going to knock him out, just like Pereira did. But Sean Strickland proved all of us wrong. He proved that he is a champion. He proved us that he has really good head movement, and he has the tools to beat Israel Adesanya, who's probably one of the best kickboxers in UFC history. He made him look like a person who did not even know how to throw a punch. Imagine what kind of skills that takes. So this fight should be a close fight between Sean Strickland and Dricus Du Plessis. I think Dricus will land the more powerful punches or kicks. I don't know about kicks. Sean Strickland does not really throw a lot of kicks. And Dricus definitely has the better wrestling, or better, I would say, he's physically stronger than most of the people that you see in the middleweight division. When he was standing next to Robert Whittaker, Dricus looked like a light heavyweight. He's really big for the 185-pound division, which is good, he uses and he utilizes that size that he has in a really great way to win fights. And Sean Strickland, he's not a small middleweight either. He's strong, he's physically strong, and so it'll be interesting if Sean can deal with Dricus's pressure. Dricus has a really straight up on your face kind of a style, whereas Sean kind of has that, but Sean is more of volume punches. He doesn't really throw super hard, whereas Dricus throws hard. He moves forward at you, and the way Dricus throws these punches are also kind of awkward. Sean also has a awkward Philly shell defense, which is normally not supposed to work in mixed martial arts, but Sean just makes it work. Here you can see Sean just, I don't even know who this person is that he's beating up. In a recent video, we saw Sean Strickland doing some sparring sessions with Nina Drama, which is also good. It might help him improve his cardio. I mean, look, cardio for Sean is not exactly a big deal, Dricus has shown some problems with cardio in the past, but that again he has worked like he has had surgery on his nose, which has improved his breathing, which has in turn ultimately improved his cardio, his endurance. So it is really difficult for me to put. Like these, both of these fighters, they have evolved in such a great manner, and both of these fighters were underdog in most of the fights that they have in their career, at least in the UFC. Sean Strickland was not supposed to win against Adesanya. He was not supposed to win against Pereira. He lost against Pereira. Every like the UFC put Abus Magomedov or somebody against Sean Strickland, but Sean came back, defeated him, finished him in the second round, made him look like an amateur, made him look like he did not even belong in the UFC. With Dricus Du Plessis, they put him against Darren Till. He finished Darren Till, he finished Derek Brunson. And again, then they put him against Robert Whittaker. He was not supposed to win against Robert Whittaker, but he made Robert Whittaker look like Robert was not even a fighter on that day. He looked like the best middleweight on the planet. So I think Dricus Du Plessis has a very high chance of winning a fight against Sean Strickland. Depending on how Sean Strickland approaches this fight, I hope he's not somebody. I hope he approaches this fight in a similar manner like he did against Izzy. But the difference is Izzy doesn't hit hard. Izzy is more of a, I don't know how to say it. Izzy is more of a sniper. He waits for the moment. He sees an opening, then he throws his. Izzy is like a counter puncher. You make a mistake, Izzy will capitalize on it. Whereas Dricus will move forward. Dricus will hit you hard. Dricus will probably hit you even in your shoulders. You'll feel that pain. And Dricus has better grappling than Adesanya any day. Any day. Dricus can take Sean Strickland down. Can he keep him on the ground? Dricus is a lot stronger. Like he's physically very strong. But Sean, I think he can do well when it comes to grappling as well. I haven't seen Sean grappling a lot, but I have seen Dricus grapple. He grappled with Robert Whittaker, which is again good, and also Darren Till. He finished Darren Till with a choke. So this one is really hard for me to pick. To be very honest, I do not even know who to pick, and I haven't been watching a lot of UFC either. Like I mean, I did watch that Magomedov versus Johnny Walker fight. That ended very quick. So, I mean, Sean Strickland was training with Magomedov. So it'll be interesting to see. I hope Sean is not angry, or Sean doesn't fight angry. Normally, he does not fight angry, and I hope he is more prepared. I'm fairly certain he takes Du Plessis seriously. I mean, a lot of people say that Du Plessis, like I don't know how to say it. Du Plessis doesn't really fight he doesn't look like a fighter when he fights. He fights like he fights like someone who doesn't know how to fight, but he has made that style work for him. So it is very difficult for people to figure him out. You cannot really prepare for Dricus Du Plessis. You do not see too many people who fights like Dricus Du Plessis. And the same goes for Sean Strickland. You do not see someone using a Philly shell in UFC middleweight division. Even though Bobby Green claims that he is the dude who kind of claims that he invented he showed the Philly shell to Sean Strickland, which I kind of agree. Maybe Bobby did it. Bobby is a really old person. He's 40 years old. He's fighting in UFC 300. But for now, for Sean Strickland, I think Sean Strickland versus Dricus Du Plessis, it will all go down to, I don't even know, man. I don't even know how to predict this fight. We have counted both of these fighters out in their previous fights, and they both have came out of those fights with flying colors. They both made superstars like Robert Whittaker and Adesanya, great fighters, greats, probably people who will be remembered as top 10 middleweights of all time. Both of these fighters have made them look like amateurs. Both of them made them look like they did not even belong in the top 10. So you got to respect both of them. But I'm going to go. I cannot bet against Dricus Du Plessis. Whenever I've said that Dricus Du Plessis is not going to win this fight, he has won. He has proved us wrong. And I think Dricus Du Plessis should win this fight by, I would say, a unanimous decision. I don't know. Can he go 5 rounds against Sean Strickland? That will be interesting to see. So I'm going to go and pick a really random way. I would say Dricus Du Plessis is going to win this fight by a split decision or maybe a unanimous decision. So I guess that is my pick for UFC 297 main event, for the middleweight division between Sean Strickland and Dricus Du Plessis. I'm going to say that Dricus Du Plessis is going to defeat Sean Strickland by a split decision or maybe a unanimous decision. Even if Sean Strickland wins, I'll be very happy for him. He's a cool guy. It's interesting to have him as a champion. But it is what it is. My prediction is Dricus Du Plessis versus Sean Strickland, Dricus Du Plessis by unanimous decision. And with that, You guys, if you like this video, if you enjoyed the video, then drop a like, share this video, and please subscribe to my channel. I've got very few subscribers, and it's already 2024. I want to get to 1,000 subscribers this year. That's my goal. And yeah, peace out, guys. Peace out.